You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 31st of December. India extending all help to Indian nurse accused of killing Yemen citizen. Taliban bans women employees in NGOs, warn of license revocations. And media report links India to failed plot to impeach Maldives Muizzu. And now for all the details. After Yemen President Rashad al-Alimi sanctioned death sentence to an Indian nurse, Nimisha Priya from Kerala for allegedly murdering a Yemeni citizen, the Ministry of External Affairs on Tuesday said it is extending all possible help. Priya was accused of murdering Yemeni citizen Talal Abdo Mehdi in 2017 by allegedly injecting him with sedatives to get her passport that was in his possession. Priya was sentenced to death by a lower court in the country in 2020, and the Supreme Court of Yemen confirmed the death sentence in November this year. The Kerala nurse had been residing in Yemen for over a decade, working in private hospitals. After her husband and daughter returned to India due to financial reasons, Priya set up her own clinic in Yemen with help of Mehdi. And India launched its first space docking mission on Monday on an Indian-made rocket in an attempt to become the fourth country to achieve the advanced technological feat. The mission, called Space Docking Experiment, lifted off from Space Center in Andhra Pradesh state aboard the Indian Space Research Organization's workhorse PSLV rocket. After around 15 minutes, the mission director called the launch successful after the spacecraft reached an altitude of around 470 km. The mission is seen as pivotal for future space endeavors, including satellite servicing and the operation of the country's planned space station. In space, docking technology is crucial when multiple rocket launchers are required to achieve shared mission objectives. The Indian mission involves deploying two small spacecraft, each weighing about 220 kilograms, into a 470 kilometer circular orbit. It would also demonstrate the transfer of electric power between the docked spacecraft, a capability vital for applications such as in-space robotics, composite spacecraft control and payload operations following undocking. Moving on, the custodian of the Toshakhana, a treasury where gifts received by state officials are deposited, on Monday informed the Special Court of the Federal Investigation Agency that former jailed Prime Minister Imran Khan had retained 108 gifts given to him while in office. The hearing was held at Ariala jail, where Khan is incarcerated. Evidence presented to the court included records from 100 newspapers related to Toshakhana gifts, a detailed list of 108 gifts received by Khan, two official registers documenting gift transactions, and documentation related to an appraisal by a private evaluator. Meanwhile, Khan's sister said that neither he wants to make any deal with the establishment nor is any foreign country trying to get him released. She accused authorities of targeting her brother to suppress his political influence. She claimed that Khan had reiterated his demand for a judicial commission to investigate the May 9 and November 26 incidents. And the Bangladesh interim government led by Muhammad Yunus on Tuesday made a U-turn, announcing plans to prepare a proclamation for the July Uprising, just a day after distancing itself from the declaration made by the Anti-Discrimination Students movement. Hundreds of supporters of the Anti-Discrimination Students movement gathered in Dhaka for a March for Unity program in support of the proclamation tied to the months-long protest. According to local media reports, protesters chanted slogans such as Mujibada Thikana, Ai Banglai Hobena, Delhi na Dhaka, Dhaka Dhaka, Shesh Hoi ni Judo, Abu Sayyad Mugdo, and Azadi na Gulami. The Anti-Discrimination Students movement has argued that the proclamation for the July Uprising will honor the sacrifices of those killed during the protest and the wounded victims, while also reflecting the people's aspirations. The proposed declaration aims to draw parallels to the proclamation of independence made by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the founder of Bangladesh and father of ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. This announcement comes amid rising concerns from activists and journalists representing minority communities in Bangladesh. They have raised alarms about the current state of the country, especially regarding the growing alliance between Pakistan and Bangladesh. Critics have also alleged that the Yunus government is operating outside the bounds of the nation's constitution.
Yunus is not in power, we believe that things may change. Otherwise, no, because under Yunus' shoulder, militant Islamists are ruling the country. So until Yunus goes, nothing will happen. So this is illegal government. Somehow this government has to go.
Moving on, in the latest crackdown on women's rights in Afghanistan, the de facto authority, the Taliban, has announced that they will close all national and foreign NGOs in Afghanistan employing women. In a letter shared on X, the Taliban's economy minister stated that it is responsible for the registration, coordination, leadership and supervision of all activities carried out by national and foreign organizations. The ministry reiterated its order to halt all female employment. The letter warned that non-compliance would result in the cancellation of all activities of the offending organization and the revocation of operating license. While the Taliban has denied interfering in the activities of aid agencies and NGOs, they have already imposed significant restrictions on women, barring them from many jobs, most public spaces and education beyond the 6th grade. Since seizing power in 2021, the Taliban has also closed several public places, including gyms and parks for women. A media report on Monday linked India to a failed plot to oust Maldivian President Muhammed Muizzu from office, with Maldivian opposition lawmakers allegedly seeking $6 million from New Delhi for the impeachment. Citing an internal document, the Washington Post alleged that the opposition Maldivian Democratic Party planned to bribe as many as 40 members of the Maldivian parliament, including those from Muizzu's party, to secure the votes required for the impeachment motion. The US Daily claimed the document also included plans to pay several senior military and police officials, along with seeking assistance from influential criminal gangs for the president's removal. According to the report, after Muizzu assumed office in January 2024, officials from India's intelligence wing, RAW, held discreet discussions with Maldivian opposition leaders, exploring the possibility of removing Muizzu. The funds intended to pay off various parties were allegedly to be sought from New Delhi, the Washington Post claimed. However, the plan reportedly failed to gather enough support to execute a parliamentary impeachment. The report also noted there was no clarity on whether the plan had approval from the Government of India. While New Delhi has not responded yet, former Maldivian President Mohammad Nasheed has dismissed the allegations, stating that India would never back such a move. Muizzu, considered a pro-China leader, was elected on a platform pledging to end the country's India First policy, which had strained ties with New Delhi. However, relations have been improving following recent diplomatic talks and meetings. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.